Hello class, in this video we will be using Minecraft and various other video games to reenact and represent the book, The Illegal, written by Lawrence Hill. We hope you enjoy it. The Illegal takes place in the fictional country of Zantoroland, which is currently being occupied under the brutal dictatorship of a man that goes by George Maxwell. The book also takes place in various other locations, such as the United States and another fictional country called Freedom States. The main character of our story is Keita Ali, a 19-year-old track star from Zantoroland, whose extraordinary talent on the track is the only thing that might save his and his family's life. Here is where we meet Keita and his family. His father's name is Yo-Yo and his sister's name is Charity. But while Keita is helping clean his local church, it gets attacked by a group of Zantoro thugs, and ultimately, the head pastor of the church is murdered right before Keita's eyes. Because Zantoroland is ruled by a brutal dictator, Keita's father, Yo-Yo, being a journalist, will often write articles criticizing the Zantoroland dictatorship. But the government is swift to punish dissidents. Keita is forced to carry his father's lifeless body home after it was brutally beaten by Zantoroland military thugs for writing articles speaking out against the brutal dictatorship. Keita is forced to carry his father in a cart in front of his whole entire village. Keita's father, Yo-Yo, is ultimately killed by the government for speaking out against them. Fearing for his life, Keita flees Zantoroland and heads to the United States in hopes of making it as a professional track and field runner. Keita then arrives in the United States and signs with manager Anton Ham. He then enters himself into the Boston Marathon. Keita would ultimately end up narrowly losing the Boston Marathon. Disappointed with his performance, Anton Ham demands $10,000 from him. Fearing for his safety, Keita ultimately flees the United States and heads to Freedom States. While over in Freedom States, we see that corruption is not just limited to Zantoroland, as the Prime Minister of Freedom States is caught visiting a brothel. He is caught by John, a resident of Freedom State who wishes to stand up against the corruption that infests his government. The government of Freedom State takes bribes from the Zantoro dictatorship in order to hunt down dissidents and refugees that flee Zantoroland. Due to Keita being undocumented, he is not able to apply for regular housing, so he is desperate and looking for any opportunity. Thankfully, he falls into the good graces of a Good Samaritan.
Come
Oh, is
on,
this
Kita.
your home? I'm
Yeah,
coming.
welcome in.
Oh, thank you. Wow, what a nice house you have here.
Yeah, you're welcome here anytime, Kita.
Thank you. You sure it won't look bad on you, living in Freedom State and all?
Oh no, I don't worry about those types of things.
Okay, good. Well, thank you so much. I
Of
just hope
course.
your son doesn't cause a problem here.
Oh no, he won't cause any sort of problems, Kita.
Oh, that's reassuring. Thank you.
While training on a run, Keita runs into Viola Hill, a paraplegic journalist who speaks out against the corruption in Freedom State. But he also runs into Freedom State police arresting and deporting illegal immigrants. Back in Xantoro Land officials kidnap Kata's sister, holding her for ransom. Kata's only chance of saving her is to pay their $15,000 ransom. So, in order to do this, he makes a deal with Minister of Immigration Rocco, where he will return the USB stick containing the video of the Prime Minister attending the brothel in Afrotown. In order to increase his chances of saving his sister Charity, Kata has entered himself into a half marathon with a $8,000 prize pool. He also puts himself on an intense training regimen. Before the start of the race, Kata is brutally attacked by his former manager Anton Ham, demanding $10,000 from him. Due to the injuries that Kata sustained and due to an untreated medical condition, Kata ultimately does not win the race and faints just before the finish line. He is taken to a Freedom State hospital where the doctors there diagnose him with diabetes. Caden is worried and unsure where he can get his insulin for his condition. While in Freedom State, as the government continues to crack down and deport Xantoro Land refugees. In front of the Freedom State's parliament, protests are starting to heat up, headed by the unofficial leader of Afrotown, Lula.
Mr. Prime Minister, I know what you did in Africtown and I know about your identity. We need to come up with a compromise for the town so they can have food and water and facilities.
Despite the best efforts of the Freedom State Police, Kata ends up entering a marathon and placing second. He now has enough prize money in order to pay his sister's ransom, and now he is headed off to Rocco's office in order to fulfill his end of the bargain and give him the USB stick.
Kid Ali, you sure got here fast.
I believe you have something for me.
Sign this and it'll give you temporary status. I saw that you got under 46 minutes. Very impressive. And don't worry about the fact that you came in second. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. Now hand that USB over to me. That's an order.
Jeffrey, get out of my office now.
Make me.
Oh! Jeffrey, I know the deals that you're making. I know what you're doing in Africtown. I know the deals that you're making with Xantoro Land.
This tyranny stops now. Jeffrey, you are under arrest.
Again, without realizing it, the Prime Minister is caught again by John on film.
I captured that all on video. I wonder what your citizens will think of that, Mr. Prime Minister.
Despite the best efforts of the corrupt class that rules over Freedom State, there is ultimately a revolution and a new government is instated.
Welcome. After my marathoning days in Freedom State and the hectics came along with that, I found someplace I belong, a bakery, with my wife Candace and my little sister. Please, come inside.
In summary, Lawrence Hill's The Illegal is a captivating thriller about the survival of a marathon runner, Kata Ali, as he flees his homeland and seeks refuge in Freedom State, constantly trying to evade capture, picking up both friends and enemies along the way. Kata fights discrimination against his race and abuse of power from varying individuals. In a fight to stay in Freedom State and rescue his sister, Kata unintentionally falls into a plan to expose the government for not only Freedom State, but also Xantoro Land as well, navigating the path ahead of him as he tries to find where he belongs, being at the mercy of systemic political structures shaping the lives of individuals displaced.
Why we chose this novel. Most of our group was genuinely intrigued by this book because of the sports aspect and the ideas of a kid chasing his dreams despite his struggles. Some of us were drawn in by the title Illegals and the deep meaning that comes along with it, especially with how it connects to the concept of sport. Personally, I've heard about this book before, and as a second generation immigrant, I've heard the word illegals a lot, and I've experienced and seen the impact and fear that word carries for families. I felt connected to the title, but overall, we all agreed we didn't expect the amount of emotional depth and action the story would share with us. Why we chose the medium, we went about telling the story in this way because we felt it had the potential to make a great visual piece. We used games to recreate the world in a creative way. It gave us a fun way to communicate about the book and something we can all enjoy. We felt like this way we could connect it to the story by recreating it. We were able to think about smaller details of the story and what main obstacles he faced and how we could share that with others. The reason this connects directly to the novel, because we visually recreated key scenes from this book, his struggles in Zonderland and the difficult struggles he faced whilst there, his immigration and the struggles that came along with that, the places he trains and the places he encounters. By recreating these scenes, we could bring the book more to life. The message you and your group was trying to get across. On page 1, Lawrence Hill described Kita, a stranger in a strange land whose only transgression was to exist in a place where his presence was illegal. We wanted to effectively describe the meaning and use of the word illegal, the weight and impact this can mean. Our goal was to highlight how Kita, a child born into the world, was treated as a criminal for just trying to survive. Recreating the environments he encounters and how the society viewed him as an outsider, but Kita remained resilient. The word illegal shaped every part of his existence, his fear, his choices, his experience. Kita was not a dangerous boy. In fact, because of this label, he was forced into many dangerous situations, and that's how harmful these statements can actually be. We learned that this novel made us think deeply about the justice system and just how hard immigration can be. It's not as easy as most may think, and it also shares how something as simple as sport can be used as a means of survival. This book closely connects to real issues around the world and in Canada, considering we live in a country that relies on immigration.